But Earth, Earth, so to speak, has solved this problem. Do you agree?
Not only Earth, but our solar system. And beyond the solar system, the entire Federation is at peace. We'll be right back. New heading 284, Mark 01. Enterprise, I'm losing maneuverability.
Sensors indicate damage to the shuttle's starboard impulse nacelle, Captain.
I'm rerouting the secondary deuterium supply. Switching to manual control.
Transceiver signal is down 42%. Navigational inputs are not registering.
We've lost our link, Captain.
Patrick Stewart, Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise in Star Trek. We're talking about the upbeat character as shown by the fact that in the solar system, ethnicity and the confrontations of ethnicity are gone. Do you think the whole program, Star Trek, is upbeat? Is it shown, for example, in any other ways?
It's essentially optimistic. It takes a positive view of our world today because it's saying, look, we survived. We didn't destroy ourselves. This planet is still here, and the people are still here.
Not only did we survive, but we've evolved.
Oh, we improved ourselves.
How did we improve ourselves?
Well, I've already...
How about in medicine?
Mm-hmm. In medicine, for instance, we've seen several times in this film that disease has been eradicated. It no longer exists in the 24th century on this planet.
How about death?
Death is still unavoidable, though we have brought back to life those who have, for a while, died. We have the medical technology, it is supposed, assuming that death has not been present too long.
In the older series, Spock died, did he not? And was brought back to life?
If you say so.
And you have an artificial heart, correct?
Correct.
So medicine triumphs.
Oh, yes, superbly in that respect.
Do you do anything? Go ahead.
And for that particular reason, we have to be, I think, very sensitive to certain medical issues today. The whole question of AIDS, for instance, requires of us a particular responsibility in the way in which sexual encounters within the crew, interracially should occur.
And the avoidance of promiscuity.
Absolutely.
I noticed in one scene in the premiere that we talked about earlier, the kissing that goes on is kind of a heavy breathing around the face. Do you recall that? Now, listen, do you do something else besides acting in Star Trek?
In the series, yes, I've begun a new career as a director. I'm currently directing my second episode for the show.
What does direction entail?
Direction entails casting, directing the camera,
planning the shots?
Planning all the shots. We work on film, you see. We're not multiple camera. We don't shoot on video. So we are making mini feature films every 7 days, and directing the actors. In this case, that also would involve directing myself, as it did on the first episode I directed. But I have my son working with me as an assistant, and his brief is that he is to direct me.
Now, let me get this straight. You have to memorize your lines, and you also have to plan all the shots. You have to do the casting. Mm-hmm. You have to configure and conceptualize in your head how this is going to come out.
I have to have a vision of this particular story.
Okay. Now, I can see doing that for an episode. I can see you doing it for 2 episodes. But how many episodes do you do a year?
As a director, I shall probably only do 2 this year. But I will finish directing my episode about noon next Monday, and at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, I will start acting the following episode with a new director, a new first assistant, new sets, and so on.
You mean you go around the weekly clock, you do it for 7 days, and then you start up for another 7 days?
We don't work Saturday and Sunday, but we have a 7 working day schedule for each
Is that program. A 52-week program?
No, it's about 10 months of the year.
That's an enormous ordeal if you're going to direct every one, but you're only going to direct 2.
Oh yes, it simply wouldn't be possible. The most that anyone director would direct in a season would be 3 or 4.
You were born in Murfield, correct?
Mm-hmm, the West Riding of Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Mm-hmm. And you joined the Royal Shakespearean Company?
When I was 26, yes. And it was probably the most significant step of my career.
What role did you play in Titus Andronicus?
I played, I'm one of the rare actors who's been in Titus Andronicus twice. I played Aeron once and I played Titus.
Did you play also in I, Claudius?
The BBC series, yes.
What role did you play?
I played the delightful, delicious, delectable Sejanus.
Were you in Tinker Tailor Spy?
Played Carla, head of the KGB, a non-speaking role.
You've played Carlo also in Smiley's People?
Correct.
Those are all vile characters, aren't they?
Yeah, for a long period of time, I was first choice villain. But then my career tends to have gone in those blocks. If you can believe it, I was once first low choice comic with the Royal Shakespeare Company.
Oh, you were?
That's right. Lawrence, Touchstone, Grumio, these were all low comic characters that I played. I was once also first choice any kind of left-wing politician. I always thought that it was because once I played Lenin in a series, and the spin-off from that whenever they wanted a left-wing politician, they would cast me first.
Do you think that was part of your appeal to the producers to...
That I played Lenin?
No.
I doubt it.
No, the flexibility, the range. Do you think? And you weren't typecast, but even though you did play some...
Except that I have played a lot of kings, and I played a lot of generals and admirals and captains of industry and party bosses and prime ministers.
You done any films?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
I filmed, most recently, L.A. Story, here last year. All about this city that we're sitting in the middle of.
Any feature film?
That L.A. Story was a feature film.
Okay.
With Steve Martin.
That was the only one you did?
Last year.
You did, you've done feature film, you've done stage, now you've done television, television miniseries? Which medium do you prefer?
The theater. A few years ago, the director Ingmar Bergman was asked which he preferred, the theater or film, and he said he loved film, but the theater was his life, and I don't think it could be said better.
Theater is your life?
Oh, yes.
You live for acting?
No.
So to speak?
No, I don't.
It dominates your life?
It's necessary to me.
Patrick Stewart, thank you for being with us. CNBC is up next with Talk Live.
When in